Hey. Do you know what week this is? Marvin, do you know what week this is?
It's the best week of the year. It's week one of NFL football.
Yo, and do you know what that means?
That means for the next 20 weeks, any man who's in a relationship it might have some problems at home just for the next 20 weeks.
Listen, you know what you signed up for. All right. Stay tuned. All right. Yo, so, we can't kick the season off without doing predictions, right?
Predictions, it's all about it's part of what it's all about. Being wrong, being right, bragging rights.
Oh, for bragging rights for real. Bragging right. Listen, last year when I said the Commanders are gonna do something and people were ridiculing me, that take aged better than any wine you could get on the streets. Promise that. Now look at me. I'm a guru. I'm a guru. Although my Patriots take was also wrong too, but you can't bat a
That's the
thousand.
fun of it.
You can't bat a thousand. What about you? What were some predictions you had last year that you were really proud of? I know you have one over in Denver.
Yeah, that's actually that's the biggest one that I got right, the Bo Nix take. And it'll be interesting to see how he comes out and does this year.
Hey, listen, honestly, just a sneak peek into mine. I don't have the Broncos doing too well. But without further ado, let's
Winning.
just get to it. Let's get to it. All right. So I am here. We're gonna show. So what we did, just to explain before I show what these are, we went through every game and picked winners. And anything you want to say before you show yours?
Hey, as easy as it sounds, it really wasn't that easy because week in and week out, when you have to look at each and every single game, remove your biases, remove your home team biases, it was pretty interesting. It really
Yo,
was.
before I show mine, I really did try to take my home team bias out of there, and I just, again, I will. Okay, so I will say this before I show mines. When it came to the Rams, I based them off of Matt Stafford not playing a full season.
Okay. Okay.
Also for the
So
Dolphins, I expected Tua to.
translation, hold on before you go on. Is that translation they didn't make the playoffs?
I don't know. Did they? Let's show it. Let's just show it. Let's just show it. Here's Marvin's and here's mine's. Can you believe this? Okay, Marvin, take a look at mine's and tell me what's the first thing that stands out that you're like, what the hell, Jerry? I know what you're gonna say. Go
Hold
ahead.
on a sec. I think I'm looking at mine. Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, you've got the Steelers number one in the AFC East, which is a problem.
In the
That's
AFC,
not
just
happening.
AFC in general.
I'm
I got
just
them
the
as the number one
AFC in general.
AFC
Excuse
team
me.
just
Yeah,
in general.
there's no way that happens.
Okay, but
I do
okay.
have this.
So I was taking a look at their schedule. Let me pull up their schedule real quick because I should have had this ready.
I've got them going 9-8 and making the playoffs as the number 7 seed. It's just they're gonna run into Lamar in that
Okay,
wild card weekend.
so we're gonna run that back a little bit. So yes,
Sure.
I do have the Steelers as the number one in AFC, but I really think their schedule is not that bad. Let me go through some of their games for you and tell me if you got win or loss. Okay. Actually, let me just tell you the losses I gave them. I gave them the split one with the Bengals, which ended up being their only division loss for the year. I believe they're gonna sweep the
See now you
Ravens
can
and
now you're
split with the
sounding like
Bengals.
me because that's exactly what I did.
Well, because the truth is, Mike Tomlin is really he never wins less than 4 games in the division. So in a given season. So split with the Bengals just because of the offensive firepower. I got to be real. We can't keep up with them. If the Bengals get hot on that one game, we're gonna lose. But I'm hoping the defense can do better. Sweep the Ravens and sweep the Browns, which I don't think any of us are. Based off of what you have for the Browns, what you got them at 5 wins. I only had them with 2 wins. So we both don't give them much respect. So I had them lose one to the Bengals. They lost to the Packers, Bills. That's 3 losses right there. I had them lose to 2 other people. They lost to the Chargers, and there was one more loss that they had. Bengals, Packers, Chargers, Bills, and Lions.
Hmm.
That's legitimate losses, fair to
That's
say.
yeah, that's not too far fetched, honestly.
I have them beating the Jets, the Seahawks, because I don't believe in Sam Darnold, the Patriots, just because he's still a young quarterback, still not sure where they're going to be. The Vikings, Jason McCarthy, he's even though he's not a rookie, he's a rookie. In the 4th game of the year in Ireland, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to expect from a rookie player. Swept the Browns, like I said. Beat the Colts, beat the Bears. So you sweep the Ravens. Beat the Dolphins in December in Pittsburgh. Dolphins, December,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. They don't like the cold.
Anyone who has to play the Dolphins in cold weather, they should just automatically chalk that up as a win.
Okay, and so then there's my 12 wins.
The wild card is your quarterback. I'm not in doubt of the coach's ability to do what he's historically ever done. It's what are we going to get from the quarterback position? And should he potentially go down, what's it look like with your backup?
If he goes down, I will say this, and this is not me saying that he is good or anything like that. Mason Rudolph is a competent backup quarterback if he's in a competent system. Okay. With DK Metcalf, I believe Mason Rudolph can help keep the boat straight as long as the defense stays up. Because again, as much as people want to talk about the defense from last season, it's really hard for me to get, if I'm a defender, and I love defense, but if I know my team can't even put up 17 points, do I, like, not to say I don't care, but it's like, it's hard to really be hard hitting when you're like, oh shoot, we gave up a touchdown. Great, we already lost. Go ahead.
Do you remember a team from back in the day called the Baltimore Ravens, who, when Ray Lewis was roaming the sidelines, was playing the game, and they really could care less about the other side of the ball because they took a certain level of pride in shutting teams down and just making your life a living hell?
Do you know who Ray Lewis didn't have on that same sideline? Russell Wilson, like, we got him next time, guys. We got him next time. Like, come on. Like, I'm not trying to be mad at Russell, but listen, positivity is important. It very much is. Accountability and knowing when to shut up is even more important.
It's even better. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I really came in. And okay, fine. Let's say we don't sweep the Ravens, then we end up with 11-6 record. I don't think we disagree. We're sweeping the Browns. And if we split with the Ravens and the Bengals, we're at still 11-6.
So okay, at a bare minimum, the Steelers should be a double-digit win team from your eyes
Mike
this year. And I'll be honest,
how are you not?
I'm not too far off because I have them going 9-8, and any one of those 8 losses could, take 2 of those away because of who the quarterback and coach are, and boom, we end up in the double digits there. So, or no, you don't even need to. You just need to adjust one of those, and bang, there's your double digits. So that's I could get behind that. Listen, if Aaron Rodgers is able to come out and continue to build off of the momentum that he ended last year with, the Steelers should be very competitive throughout the entire year. And it wouldn't shock anybody if they made the playoffs as a top 5 seed.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick to the AFC. Let's focus on the AFC side for right now. Looking at yours, I need to ask you: you really think the Bengals can go 12-5 with no defense? There's a whole side of the football that needs to stop them too, right?
Now that they have their essential bookend ends with Stewart and Hendrickson back, let's see what it looks like. It's not going to be pretty at all. However, we know that on the offensive side of the ball, they have the ability to put the points up. And from the defensive side, they're going to have to develop this bend don't break mentality where for most games you're going to need to come up with one stop at a key point in time.
Hold on. Trey Hendrickson didn't practice all offseason, right? Training camp.
Most teams are going to come in and use the first 4 games of the season as the preseason to really get into shape. What I'm hoping is the Bengals can jump on a couple of teams, and instead of starting slow and having the slow September and October, if they can jump on a couple of teams and get a couple of wins under their belt, that will help them out a lot.
All right. I don't know. Okay, so for me, I had the Bengals going 10-7. It's gonna be shootouts, right? And a lot of their 7 losses was teams that I believe can shoot out with them, right? I'm not gonna go through the whole schedule right now, but I just really believe, yeah, Trey Hendrickson is back, but that defense was bad with Trey Hendrickson before. Like honestly, I hate when owners and coaches or not the GMs be making the thing like, yeah, you are a Pro Bowl player, you're really really great, and our defense still sucked with you. So I hate when they say that. But in this case,
the Bengals should start the season 4-0.
I believe so. Let me take a look again. Bengals.
They've got Cleveland, Jacksonville, Minnesota, and then Denver. And with Minnesota, typically I would have given the Minnesota game as their toughest game during that stretch. However, Minnesota now has a rookie quarterback, and none of us are quite sure yet.
You have the same belief with me about Minnesota as I do. It's like JJ McCarthy. He only played a half of a preseason before the season. Now he did do some in the preseason this year, but preseason is not regular season. You're gonna get a crazy wake up call. So okay, 4-0 you said to start, right? Browns win. Mm-hmm. Jaguars. I actually did give Jaguars a lot more respect this year, but yes, win. Vikings win. Oh, so wait, you said 4-0. You don't think your Broncos can keep up?
The Broncos second-year quarterback, he's either going to continue to develop. I kind of have Bo Nix leveling out a little at year 2.
Okay.
Before picking it back up in year 3.
Okay. All right, I'm not mad at that. I won't.
I've got them going. I've got the Broncos going 9-8 on the year. It's just going to be a bit different than what it was for year 1 for the Broncos.
Okay. All right. So those were my. Okay, so you brought up my Steelers. I brought up your Bengals. Okay, it's your turn to pick one more thing on the AFC side. Let's bring up 3 points on AFC and NFC side for this video. What is one thing?
Ooh, here's another shocker that you had there for me is the Jets. The Jets ending with the season with a 12-5 record and being the number 2 seed in the AFC. I think that is unbelievable.
Okay. In my defense, I have been saying all season, I really think the Jets are the number 1 slept-on team this year. They're this year's Commanders. All right. The slander against Justin Fields is a little bit exaggerated. Like, people act like this man can't throw a ball when he was doing pretty decent last year. But this team is with a defensive head coach. What do defensive head coaches love to do? Run the ball, win with my defense. The Jets still got a top-tier defense. And Justin Fields, if they run the ball and they got a good, talented wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, with them, I don't see no reason why they can't win some games. Now, also, one thing to point out, yes, for some reason I got them winning the division, but they were also tied with the Bills and just got a tiebreaker in that one. So they both ended up 12-5. So for people who can't really see, because I do realize that our numbers are really small and smushed, I got 5 teams ending with 12-5 records. Jets, Steelers, Texans, Chiefs, Bills. Then we got the Ravens and Chargers at 11-6. I believe the AFC is going to be really top heavy this year.
You know what? I don't mean to laugh at the Jets. I do have them going 8-9 and being second in the AFC East. So I think we are in line in terms of seeing some positive steps forward for the Jets. I honestly have Justin Fields as the next quarterback to somewhat reclaim his career and put it on a better track than what it's been on
He
because
has
of his
to.
production this year?
He has to. If he doesn't, he's a backup for life.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Either
Between
that
him,
or early hot take.
oh,
If they fizzle out, if they fizzle out, then this wouldn't happen. The Rams go over and pick him up next year, and Sean McVay got himself another quarterback for another few years. Sean McVay does with Justin Fields what the Vikings did with Sam Darnold. You don't
I don't
think he
know.
could do that with Justin Fields?
Why wouldn't he want to take that opportunity to try and go get something like a Shador Sanders instead?
Okay, and we're going to talk about the Browns, but I don't think the Browns are ever going to trade Shador. They can't afford to have Shador go and be successful.
The Baker
Anywhere
Mayfield
else.
syndrome?
Huh?
The Baker Mayfield experience
They
where
can't
he
have the
left
second one
in
happen. They cannot afford that to happen. They literally cannot allow that to happen because I'd riot. If I was a Browns fan, I'd riot. I'm like, every time we get a good quarterback, you guys don't know what to do with him and let him go, and then he goes to succeed somewhere else. Like, no, this is literally it's the Browns Browning. They're going to hold him for the whole. I don't even think he signed to a 4-year deal because he's a fifth-round quarterback.
fifth round draft pick.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't
it
even
might
know
be
what
a
his contract
2, maybe
is.
3 year deal.
I think it might be 3 years. Like, yeah, no, they're gonna hold him, and then they're gonna try to resign him, which I hope he doesn't resign. But then at that point, he has no value.
See, given Matthew Stafford's health concerns going into this year, I'm of the opinion that the Rams should look around the league,
Yes,
identify that relatively young, undervalued quarterback, and bring him in house and start working on him now because I believe that McVay is the current
Justin
quarterback whisperer.
Fields. Justin Fields.
I see when I look at Fields, and my opinion of him could be skewed, but I feel like he has a little bit. Is there too much reliance on his athleticism than playing the position? And truth be
I
told,
feel
I haven't
like,
seen
okay,
enough of
you know
him.
what? I'll say this. Last year, I felt like he tried to prove that he could pass the ball and didn't do too much with athleticism until later on in like the last 2 games. But, okay, let me ask you this. But in my universe, where the Jets go 12-5, they're not getting rid of Justin Fields. So in your universe, where they go 8-9, do they get rid of Justin Fields or do they bring him back?
In my world, they bring him back purely because of a business decision of, hey, we can get our quarterback for a bit cheaper, which will allow us to potentially continue investing in weapons for him or keeping the defense where it needs to be.
Okay,
So
but
you
if
you
you
go with Justin Fields knowing that, hey, he's not an elite quarterback, but he's going to allow us to invest in other areas of the team, and he's capable enough.
But let me ask you this though: you will never, if you're at 8-9 with Justin Fields, you'll never get your quarterback of the future.
Are we looking for our quarterback of our future, or are we trying to be competitive year in and year out?
Fair enough.
Now, if while we have Justin Fields, we sink to a position that gives us the opportunity to draft the next quarterback, fine. But if you have a quarterback that you can control his salary and just spend more on, say, the defensive side. I think you could win that way too.
So pretty much like Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield isn't on a top 10 quarterback salary. He's on a pretty discounted salary, honestly. I think they just restructured his contract, but it was on a pretty discounted salary. It was like, you're not a top 10 quarterback. You're not going to get that type of salary. But now, honestly, the next contract he gets, he's getting the bread.
He's going to get a nice bump in pay. Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. All right,
And that's,
so
truth be told,
my
that's a really good. That would be a really good look for Justin Fields. Hey, get the Jets to be competitive, and then now once they're at a point they're competitive, depending on where you are on your contract. Okay, hey, let's revisit this. I don't need to be in the $60 million per range here, but 39 to 42.
Yeah, but if in my universe he goes 12-5 and he's a free agent, he's getting the bag. He's getting the bag. He's getting the bag. All right. So the next thing I want to take a look at for yours, there was a few things. I like how we all agree. We both agree The Dolphins aren't gonna do too good. The Browns ain't gonna do too good. You gave the Colts more love than I did. I did not give the Colts that much love. And we both don't agree on we both believe the Raiders aren't gonna be as good.
Mm-hmm.
But you got the Broncos moving on up. Okay, so I guess my main issue is because we're one game apart from the Titans because I'm at 7-10. But you believe they're gonna be second in the division over the Jaguars. I feel like that's what I'm really trying to say. Over the Jaguars, though.
Well, Calvin Ridley's back this year, and beyond that, well, he's coming off of a suspension, and last year he missed a couple games.
That was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 2 or
I
3
think
years
I thought
ago.
it was.
No, he was here all last season. He was just the quarterback was Will Levis. So
And there you go. So, I mean, look who's throwing him the ball, damn it. I think that between him and Ward, and I like a couple of their young wide receivers. What's his face? Manor.
I cannot pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try. I am not going to try. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what? I'll try to put a name of it on the video. I am not trying to pronounce that man's name. Because,
why should we believe in the Jaguars? Now, they did get Travis Hunter. God bless them. They have a two-way player who's going to play offense and defense, but why should we believe in them?
The same coach that helped Baker Mayfield, offensive coordinator, helped Baker Mayfield, is now the head coach for the Jaguars. Does that not get any type of confidence, like build a little bit of confidence, deep down in the warm and fuzzies?
In my world, that gets you to 7-10. I just, I'm not a believer in Trevor Lawrence anymore. And you're right. Now he has a new coach. Let's see what this coach can unlock, what he can unlock in the system. But I'm not a big believer in him.
I don't believe the Jaguars are going to even make the playoffs, but it's just that was really it. All right. Anything else you want to ask about with my AFC picks?
Oh, look at that. All right. Oh, your AFC. You've got the Patriots going
8-9.
8-9.
I got them going better than you. Yeah.
8-9. Okay.
I don't know why. Listen, I just always give the Patriots the benefit of the doubt as if their head coach is still Bill Belichick.
Bingo. Listen, with Vrabel in-house, I think the team will be trending in the right direction. God bless them if they can go 8-9. I would love that. That'd be great, but I'm trying to be a bit realistic.
If the Texans go 9-8, is that an indictment on CJ Stroud? That's what you got.
The reason why I have the AFC South the way that it is I think they're going to beat each other up.
The Colts ain't beating nobody up. Stop it.
The Colts are. Listen, let's not completely shut the door on Daniel Jones yet. I know I only have them at 5 wins, but let's see what he looks like in a different system. Listen, I think I'm giving the quarterbacks a lot of grace because over the past couple of years, we've watched quarterbacks switch teams and just, hey, you look much better in that system. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
Okay, and I'm gonna die on this hill. I really am gonna die on this hill. Almost any quarterback looks good with Justin Jefferson as your wide receiver.
Well, time will tell for this year.
And Baker Mayfield had one of the best duos in wide receivers. Not the best, one of the best, arguably one of the best, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Cade Otton. When the quarterback is not... Okay, let me put it like this. Your take should be, if you're a GM, if my quarterback is not great, then let me surround him with great weapons.
Would you say that the Tampa Bay Bucks have the same better or worse offensive weapons than, say, the Philadelphia Eagles? Because if we just want to compare stats, Baker Mayfield has better quarterback statistics than Jalen Hurts.
Now, be careful, because when I was doing Jalen Hurts slander, I was getting killed. So be careful about that. Yo, listen,
No, no, I'm not too slender.
I would say the Eagles have better offensive weapons because you got Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Saquon Barkley. Just gonna focus on. I'm not even talking about offensive line. I'm just gonna talk about those four. AJ Brown, Mike Evans. Mike Evans is good. AJ Brown is better. I like AJ Brown better. Chris Godwin, Devonta Smith. I'll give that to Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is really underrated. Dallas Goedert, Cade Otton, Dallas Goedert. Bucky Irvin, Saquon. First off, no one's beating Saquon. Saquon was the best running back last year, hands down.
Baker Mayfield threw for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions last year, and
Jalen Hurts could never.
Barely cracked 3,000. He was at 2,900 yards.
Listen, you know the one thing I will say I do appreciate about Jalen Hurts? He's like, y'all want me to pass, but I'm winning, so why would I start passing now? I'd rather win.
And that's why you can't really knock him. It's because, hey, based on how his team is composed and what they're asking him to do, they're not asking him to go out there and put 250, 300-yard games up. And so it's going to always be difficult to get a true sense of who the real Jalen Hurts is.
All right, so anything else you want to bring about the AFC?
Oh, hold on. What do you got the Raiders doing? 6-11?
Yeah, you got them 5-12. We're just one game apart.
Okay.
I believe Bo Nix is going to come down to earth a little bit. A lot of his wins last year were not against the greatest of teams. So it's just like,
No, well, when you're a young quarterback, that helps. When you're a young quarterback, that helps. When you're beating the teams.
Building confidence, I guess you could say. But
absolutely.
Nothing breaks confidence like thinking that you got it. And then next, you realize you don't. Ask Blake Bortles. Remember that one year with Blake Bortles, the Jaguars were in the AFC Championship? He thought he had it. The next year it was a come to Jesus moment. Jesus.